My name is Karen Asardi, and I'm the Director of Training at the EMDR Education and Training Center. And to help you with your decision to get trained in EMDR therapy, I wanted to share a little bit about our training program. And the first thing that I'll share is that our EMDRIA-approved Basic Training is one of the most rigorous out there because it matters to us that we prepare you well. And so when all is said and done, and I'll get into the details of it in a second, but I just want you to know that when all is said and done, you will come away with not just the theoretical knowledge and understanding of EMDR, but practical experience of how to work as an EMDR therapist in all 8 phases. So let's break it down a little bit. The first thing to know is that our training is a full 8 days. It's structured in 2-day modules that are held monthly over the course of 4 months. And why we do that is because learning EMDR is a lot of information. So rather than kind of dumping it all on you and having you figure out how to do it later on, we give you information. We task you to integrate the beginnings of EMDR with a client during the course of the month. You come back, you get consultation, you learn more. So it's you learn, practice, integrate with the client, come back and get consultation, and kind of rinse and repeat that cycle over the course of 4 months so that you're really able to get some feedback in real time. So the training is a total of 58 hours, which breaks down roughly into 25 hours of instruction. It's all live instruction on Zoom. 21 plus hours of supervised didactic practicum that happens also on Zoom. And this is where you, if you haven't already, you get to experience EMDR as a client, as well as hone your burgeoning EMDR skills as a new EMDR therapist, kind of all within the safety of a training and with supervision, right? You get feedback in real time from our talented staff. And then the final element there is 10 plus hours of small group consultation. And that takes place at the start of days 3 through 8, where you get to bring the work that you've done over the course of the month and get consultation on it, as well as listen to the consultation of other participants in your group. So it's a very rich educational experience. And one of the things that we talk about a lot in the training and that we strive for is that this is an integrative experience. So all of the consultation, practicum, and instruction is integrated into the training sessions. So not only does it ensure a fluid learning experience, but you don't come away with a lot of information that you don't know how to apply. We've really helped you weave this work into your practice as you are learning. A few other elements about our training. We're an EMDRIA-approved organization, so graduates of our program are eligible to join EMDRIA. And if you elect to, you can pursue the next level in your EMDR education after basic training, which would be certification. And then the final aspect that I'll just chat about is scheduling options. So we do offer a weekend training schedule as well as a midweek, which usually takes place on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Again, meeting once a month for 4 months. All sessions are live on Zoom, so you can log in from anywhere. Moving along, I want to talk a little bit. I have 2 more slides to share. I want to talk about this work really is our passion at EMDR Education and Training Center. And to introduce this slide, I'll just briefly share that I was actually an EMDR client long before I became an EMDR therapist and then a trainer. And because of that, I got to experience this work from a place of, learning about the transformational power of EMDR therapy when it is done well. So let me share a little bit about our passion for making sure this work is done well. And so the first thing I'll talk about is extending the reach. It is our passion to extend the power and bring the power of EMDR therapy to your clients. And by doing so, we're extending the reach of EMDR therapy, not just to the clients that you serve, but their families and their communities. And to date, we have trained over 500 clinicians in 8 different countries toward our goal of extending the reach of EMDR therapy. Another part of our passion is leveling up. We're dedicated to leveling up the quality of EMDR therapists providing care. And because of that, we're always evaluating our programs and making changes and improvements because we aim to produce highly skilled, well-prepared EMDR therapists. Which brings me to my third point on this slide, which is preparing you well. That is one of our passions. We want to make sure that you leave our training knowing how to do EMDR therapy, not just in theory, but in practice. And that's why we have this comprehensive format that integrates instruction, practicum, and consultation. So it gives you a fluid and consistent educational experience, but it also supports you're integrating EMDR therapy into your clinical practice from the beginning of the training. So while you are learning, you are integrating this. The other aspect of preparing you well is in our basic training, we do teach more than just the treatment of PTSD. So we look at how to apply EMDR with such treatments or in the treatment of anxiety, panic disorder, attachment trauma, phobias, depression, OCD, and other compulsive behaviors, which include substance misuse or abuse, and other things such as, say, complex PTSD. So we're really helping you learn how to use EMDR, not just for your PTSD clients, but really for everyone that comes through your door. And then the final thing that I'll talk about is who should take this training. And this is a question I get a lot. And my tongue-in-cheek answer is always everyone, right? Every licensed clinician. And I'll just say that our training program is open to licensed clinicians, but also open to associates. So if you're on pre-licensed on a licensing track, as well as second-year grad students are eligible to take EMDR basic training. But if we look at the therapist, like what's the profile of the therapist who loves and benefits from our training? It's someone who is motivated to learn and integrate EMDR into their clinical work. It's someone who wants to provide trauma-informed care, and in doing so really aims to go deeper with their more complex clients. And this is an important one. Someone who understands that in order to relieve symptoms, our clients' symptoms, we really have to look beyond their current daily struggles and work with those experiences, either one-time events or ongoing experiences that really cause the challenges in the first place, because that essentially is the crux of EMDR therapy, right? Identify the symptoms, but then work with reprocessing the incidents that cause those symptoms in the first place, right? Either beliefs, emotions, somatic experiences, or behaviors. So that is what we will be teaching you in the basic training. And if any of this resonates with you personally or professionally, we invite you to join us in our next round of EMDR basic training. You can check us out on our website to learn more about the training and to register. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to connect. Thanks so much.